Hello, we are Betty and Oswald, and you're watching the AU Review.
Well, welcome to Canadian Music Week.
Thank you.
Is it your first time to Toronto?
Second, actually. Yeah.
We came briefly. Last year we kind of lived in Montreal for 2 months, and we kind of ducked down to Toronto at the end for a week and hung out here. But we were really homesick for all our friends in Montreal, so we didn't really do much. But yeah, we're loving it here now.
This time it's been banging, real fun.
So how many shows have you done?
This will be our fourth, I think. Fourth or fifth?
Yeah, fourth, I think.
Yeah.
Overall, how have they gone? You know, what is a show? I mean, it's a different experience doing a 30-minute showcase set compared to one of your own shows.
Yeah, it's been going well. I think we've had a really good response. It's kind of comforting. It's also a little bit stressful when you get to the venue and there's like 4 or 5 people, and then you're about to start. But then all of our showcases, they've just kind of like filled up. It's been awesome.
Even we played at 1 a.m. the other night, and there was like 6 people in the venue, and we got bumped earlier than the time we'd kind of said, and it was all looking a bit shambolic. But then I don't know, it just filled out, and I couldn't believe that many people were like there to listen at 1 a.m. It was
people here really make the most of it. Yeah.
And I mean, for you guys, are you making the most of it? Are you checking out other bands while you're here? Are you kind of immersing yourself in the whole Canadian Music Week culture?
Slightly. I think last night was the first kind of night off after our gig. We finished at like 11-ish, and we got the night off, so we finally went out and saw some people. It's been a very busy week, so
really busy.
Yeah, tonight will be fun. We don't have anything tomorrow, so we'll definitely be floating about.
It's finally party time.
Finally.
And then where do you head off from here?
We go to Montreal again. Just to hang out there, see our friends. We've got a bunch of shows as well, and then I think we'll come back here
on the 28th.
On the 28th to play another show, and then Ottawa and a few different places, and then we'll head home in mid-June.
And anything lined up back home in Australia?
Yeah, actually, because we're actually going to come to Canada for a couple of months, like 2 or 3 months, but we got offered a few really cool supports. We can probably say now, we haven't really been able to say before, but I don't know if you've heard of Mojo Juju. She's from Melbourne, so we're supporting her with a couple of shows. And when we got that offer, we're like, oh, maybe we should go back early and do some more writing and recording and make the most of it before things get too busy again. So yeah, I'm excited to go home, but I'm pumped to be here as well. Like, it's just beginning. So there's some new music that you're giving us at these shows here in Canada. Tell us a little bit about your latest music.
It's going a little bit different. I mean, it's still keeping in the same kind of style and essence of us, but we're exploring new genres and
still gritty and kind of cool, but it's fun to make it a little bit groovy at times and to kind of just to mess around with it a little bit. Yeah, and I suppose the addition of our band members back home. And
the last 4 days we've been working on this Song Hubs thing through APRA and SOCAN and Sounds Australia, and it was just incredible to work at Noble Street Studios just down the road, and with some amazing people and producers like Gavin Brown, and every day we just go into the studio and it was like so intense, like you just pour your soul out writing.
For like 14 hours a day, 4 days in a row.
But I feel like we got to explore so many new sounds and styles, so I think what's going to now come out of that will be really interesting.
Have you ever put yourself in a situation like that where you've locked yourself in a room, and had to walk away with something? Have you ever
probably not
like that?
I mean, I think there's times where we've kind of pushed it, of course, because you're in a rehearsal space and you're like, let's just do something with the next 4 hours and make something. But working at the studio, you just kind of have the facility to create something greater than your skill level. So you're working with guys who are masters on the computer, and they can clip together these incredible tracks, and Gavin was playing the organ, this Hammond's B3 organ, just churning out, and you can add these layers that you would not be able to do on your own.
Does that make you rethink the way you approach your own writing, for your own music? Would that change your view on maybe how you could do that in the future with collaboration and with other elements coming in that maybe wouldn't have been at play before?
I think the layers is something we're definitely been talking about, because when you record, and when we've been recording these last few days, you just add these layers, and they're very subtle, but like they really impact overall with a song. And I suppose we've been just talking about how to like add that extra element.
And it'd be great to have the facility like they do to just like, and the skill set to just be like put things down on a computer and like, you know, make a beat in like a few seconds, and then by the end of the day you've written a whole song and you can see what works and what doesn't, and like it just seems like you just, the doors of exploring new sounds just open with that sort of skill. So something I think we want to work towards.
So the months ahead, you've got some support shows in Australia. You're wrapping up some shows here in Canada. Tell us about your latest physical music, where we can get it, what you know, plug away. I guess this is the.
You want to do this or will I? Who's going to put the salesman hat on?
Yeah, this is the part of the interview where you just plug whatever you need to, basically.
we recorded 2 singles recently, and they're available online through iTunes. The latest one was called King of Bohemia, and we did that in Australia with this engineer and producer called Lachlan Mitchell. He's doing the Jezebel stuff. He's an awesome guy. Like, he's just so like a Yoda on the desk. And so we recorded some singles with him, and they're available online, and you can find us on Facebook. We always keep that up to date with gigs and recordings and pictures.
And I think the next kind of half of this year we'll be writing, recording, hopefully pushing out a new EP.
Just delving into some
end of this year, beginning of next year. So
just keep pushing it all, it along. Do you, I mean, with the exception of a situation like Song Hubs, but do you write much when you travel?
I think it depends which place you're in. I feel like traveling, you are very inspired because you're confronted with all these different situations, and sometimes it's nice to just accumulate like those experiences, and then when you actually have the time and the space, you just sit down and like pour it out. Like you just got to kind of let it, I don't know, mature or like manifest into something. Yeah,
it's hard if you don't have much time, if you're on the go or seeing people. But like I swear, we just like wrote a song about when you were traveling like 3 years ago. Like you just bottle those experiences up, and they come out in strange ways in future situations when they speak to you again. So I think we've got a lot of bottled up inspiration.
Fantastic. Well, guys, wish you all the best here in Canada. I know it's become a bit of a second home to you. So
yeah.
Safe travels.
Thanks, you so much.
Thanks so much.